Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the Mad Science Lab on the Fantasy Football Universe. I am Aaron St. Dennis. Follow me everywhere at FF Mad Scientist. Joined today by Tim Riley at FF_Rees. How's it going, Tim?
It's going pretty good. I'm getting my life together right now. I'm not doing so much writing at the moment, just setting up for the future, getting out of the military here in a couple of months. So doing some home renovations and stuff.
Yeah, things change. I had a buddy who was in the U.S. military. It was an online buddy. We played GTA a lot, and he'd go ghost for long periods of time. And it's like, yeah, relocating to just random places. You'd
Yeah.
hear from him for 6 months, and then it's like, now I'm going to Hawaii, and now I'm going to Afghanistan, and this, and just fucking every 6 months, it's like, where the hell did he disappear to? So
Yeah, it's
that
it's a
happened.
crazy life in the military, man. But it's fun, and it's just my time to go. But I'm
Uh,
looking forward to the adventure ahead, so to speak.
Before we get into Rams talk, are you doing any content anywhere right now that you want to plug? I know you're taking a bit of a break. You still doing anything, or you just off completely right now?
At the moment, I've had to take a complete break as I'm getting my house ready to sell, and life is just more important at the moment than fantasy football. But I plan on coming back next year, next season, maybe during the season. I don't know. We'll see what happens.
All right. You got a young kid, don't you? I remember last year at the expo, was your wife pregnant or expecting?
Expecting. So I have a 9-month-old now. She was
I
born
asked you the
in.
same thing. I meant, did she have a newborn or was she expecting? Not the same fucking question. I'm not that stupid. Sorry. Sorry.
Yeah. So my daughter's 9 months right now, and then I have another one that's 4. So that's
Yeah,
probably the hardest part of everything is,
I hear
dealing with
that.
them and
I
raising
hear
them,
that.
trying my best.
When I started this, my kid was, I think, 5 or 6. He's 9 now, almost 10. So he's getting to the point where I got a little more leeway. But yeah, when they're younger, it takes up all your time. So let's spend a few minutes here talking LA Rams. Sorry, I like to write my timestamps down because I haven't figured out how to use them on StreamYard. So let's start with the quarterback position. Matt Stafford, QB 15 last year, QB 19 this year, being backed up by the newly acquired Jimmy Garoppolo and Stetson Bennett. What are your thoughts here on the QB room in LA?
I mean, you really can't ask for much better as far as a backup quarterback in Jimmy G. We're not paying him top dollar, and he's not leading our team, so I'm happy with that. Um, Matt Stafford, I think he's always one of the more, well, I wouldn't say always, but the last few years been one of the more underrated quarterbacks. I might be a little biased there, but um, I think he can easily outplay his ADP.
I'm glad you said that because as we speak, I am on the clock in a super flex league where I drafted CJ Stroud and then punted QB2 for a while. I drafted Kyle Pitts in the 6th round, thinking that in the 7th round, Kirk Cousins would get around to me and I could stack him, but he was sniped before me, and so is Deshaun Watson. So my options currently are Matthew Stafford or Aaron Rodgers or Baker Mayfield. And I think I'm going to go Stafford here. What are your thoughts there while I'm on the clock on the show?
You
Stafford,
said
Rodgers, Mayfield.
you said which round are you in?
6 or 7. 6.
I think you could hold off a little bit, but I think you can maybe get Stafford in the 7th round, maybe the 8th.
All right,
But
so here's what we're going to do. I need me a wide receiver. This is completely off topic here. All right. Well, the top one on the board is Cup. There's also Flowers, Pickens, Higgins, and Tank Dell. Anyone there strike your fancy?
um,
I'm debating. For me, it's either Cup or Higgins, I think.
I think it's got to be Cup, man.
Cup it
I
is.
hate
And
to
then I'm
say it,
I'm gonna hope to stack him with Stafford in the next round. And then I'll get
and
sniped again.
we'll circle back around to that later on in the show, though.
Yeah. All right. Well, let's get back on track here. I agree. Stafford is actually in that group. I was just talking on the other day. I think it was the Seattle show, and I was saying how I feel comfortable punting QB2 a bit because the group of Geno, Baker, Stafford, Rogers, that group there, even Cousins, where I feel comfortable if I get one of them as my QB2, like I just did. I punted them. I loaded up early, so I don't necessarily like. I don't want Stafford as my QB1, but as you've seen, I'm more than comfortable with him as my QB2 in the 6th, 7th, 8th round. Thoughts?
Yeah, as you should be. You should definitely be comfortable with Stafford as your QB2. I think he could finish top five, top 15. Sorry, top 15 this season. The Rams look to be, they could really be a top 10 offense in general this season. And, that should lead to touchdowns from Stafford. I think they're gonna shy away from running the ball as much, especially with the duo of Kyron and Corum. I think they'll both be okay, but I think it's really gonna be a Puka and a Cup season.
Well, let's transition to that Kyron Blake Corum you just mentioned. The running back room, which is the scariest thing I've ever seen. I have a big fear of day 3. Any running back not taken in the first 2 days. Day 3 running back, undrafted running back. So Kyron
Mhm.
comes out of nowhere, finishes as RB3, going as RB8 right now, which is really high, given the fact
It
that
is.
like 90% of these low draft capital running backs, even the ones who have great seasons, get replaced and they never match that. Like James Robinson was what, RB3, and 2 years later he's
Mhm.
out of the NFL. So I was already scared that they would do something to replace Kyron Williams, and then they go and draft Blake Corum. I'm a Michigan guy, but I'm not a big fan of Corum. It still scares the shit out of me with the capital they invested. We've got Ronnie Rivers, Zach Evans, Boston Scott, none of which really scare me. What are your thoughts here on the top end here with Kyron and Blake Corum? This scares the shit out of me if I have to invest RB8 price tag into Kyron Williams.
Yeah, I think it's really tough to hit that. I think, that would probably put him in the second round, if I'm not mistaken.
It
That's a
is,
little
yep.
high for me. I would feel much more comfortable in the third round. I'd be okay with it. But the second round is just a little too high. I think there's too much guaranteed production elsewhere. Um, and I really like I don't hate Kyron. I think he will be the primary back this year, and I don't want to shy away from that. Corum will get some work, but I think the whole first half of the season, maybe the first 10 games, is going to be Kyron Williams' show.
Yeah, no, I agree 100%. I still have some shares of him. The ones I have of him, he slipped to the 3rd or the 4th round where I'm all right taking a shot at him. It just
Yeah.
seems like half the drafts, there's someone willing to draft him in the early part of the
Hmm.
second round, and I'm going, no, I don't think I can do it. Like you've got some noted experts online saying I have 0% Kyron Williams in my portfolio, and they're cool with that. And I don't have 0%, but my Kyron shares are not in the second round. I can assure you of that. What do you think here about Blake Corum? Do you think like I know this is kind of similar to we seen with Ken Walker and Zach Charbonnet, although Walker obviously had much higher draft capital.
Yeah.
Charbonnet didn't really eat into Walker all that much. Do you see Corum eating into this, or is this more of a backup role or some depth? What do you think?
I'm trying to pull up where I last seen Corum get drafted, and it's in the 10th round.
I was gonna say ninth, I think for me, ninth or
Yeah,
10th. That feels
and
right.
I am 1,000% more comfortable taking Corum in the 10th round than I am Kyron in the second round. I do like Corum. I think he's going to help people out a lot later on in the season. Uh, it's just it's really a toss up how it's going to play out. I think Sean McVay kind of has a history of slowly working running backs along, unless injuries take hold. So I think Corum is more of a later play.
I don't love Corum. Like I said, he was at Michigan. I loved him in Michigan. I don't know if he necessarily translates successfully. The way he was successful in college, I don't think he's big enough, and the defenders are much bigger, and he doesn't have Michigan's O line. So I don't think he's going to be able to be successful like that. But having said that, I'd rather take him at the discount in the 9th or 10th than I would Kyron in the second.
Yeah, I mean, you
Yeah,
you have to realize the Rams spent a lot of money trying to bolster their O line this offseason, signing I believe they signed Jonah Jackson away from Detroit, took one of their linemen, and we spent money about 30 million on somebody else as well. So I think it's going to be a much improved offensive line this season. That's probably going to be more built to run the ball, but
I,
Sean McVay is just he's a pass happy guy and he's going to get the ball to his receivers.
I don't think it's necessarily a reflection of the Rams offensive line for me. It's a case of his Michigan offensive line was
Yeah.
10 times better than any defensive line he played, with the exception of some of the playoff teams, Ohio State, Washington,
Hmm.
Alabama, stuff like that. Like, it was just like he's playing Michigan State and they're just manhandling them, like running through. And then you'd have Donovan Edwards in and he'd rush for 200 yards on 4 carries.
Yeah, that was
It was
nuts.
that. So we'll move on here to the most exciting part, the wide receiver room. There's a lot of guys on this team going at a scary high level. And we talked about this before. Puka Nacua finished 7th, going 7th. Cooper Kupp finished 40th. Injuries, obviously, going 21st. Demarcus Robinson, Tutu Atwell, and Jordan Whittington. What are your thoughts here, other than Puka Nakua's ADP scares me almost as much as Kyron's?
Yeah, yeah, I'm with you. I do love Puka. He's probably my favorite player in the NFL right now. I just love the way he plays ball. But that ADP is just a little too high for me. Um, like you said, Cooper Kupp was injured last season, and I'm not sure he's completely fallen off the wagon. There's a very high chance, I think the best chance on the team, at least, to outperform ADP. Um, yeah.
Yeah, like, do we forget? I get he was hurt last year, so it's what have you done for me lately? But like the year before that and the year before that, did Cooper Kupp not have like 160, 180 targets? Like, we've just completely forgot he was the biggest target hog we've ever seen in NFL history. And now all of a sudden it's like, he's dead. Puka Nacua is the man. So that one's a
Yeah,
little odd for me.
I don't think he gets back to that
Well,
level,
no,
but
no,
I
I don't
think I
either.
think
But
they could very well end up both being wide receiver twos, wide receiver, middle
yeah,
wide
yeah.
receiver twos,
10
you
to
know?
15, 10 to 20.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like if they both finished as like wide receiver 18 and 19, I don't think anybody would be shocked.
Nope. But I'll tell you at their current price tag, I'd much rather have Cooper Kupp in that scenario than Puka Nacua.
Exactly.
Obviously, in Dynasty, it's different, but I think that's the problem too. We're at the part where most of the casuals haven't come back yet, and all the
Mm.
degenerates who are drafting are doing Dynasty leagues. So it's valuing the younger players, and Cooper Kupp is older, so he falls down. Tight ends here, we've got Tyler Higbee, who I believe he's going to miss part of the season, right? Injury, I
Definitely.
think. Colby Parkinson, Davis Allen, Hunter Long. I don't think Tyler Higbee, I had some interest in if he was healthy. With Higbee likely missing significant time, I have no real interest in anyone in this tight end room. How about you?
Yeah, Higbee he had a torn ACL and
Yeah.
MCL. There's a very good chance he
Yeah,
could
and he
miss
did it
at least
late
half the
too.
season. Yeah,
Yeah.
late. So Colby Parkinson is probably gonna end up the tight end one over there. I've got him projected like a low end tight end too, so I don't really think he's worth drafting. I think you'll likely be able to find somebody better on a waiver wire.
Yeah, agree. All right, moment of truth. One player you're targeting and one you're avoiding at their current ADP. I'm going to scroll up here because it's likely someone in the wide receiver or running back room. Who you got?
Of course. Someone I'm targeting is gonna be Blake Corum. I
All
think
right.
we just know how running backs go. I'm very weary of taking running backs super high. Um, injuries can happen at any time to the position. So Blake Corum, that number two guy, I'm all over it because if Kyron Williams does happen to go down, Blake Corum is a bona fide RB1. Um, somebody I'm avoiding, I hate to say, like I said, he's my favorite player, but I'm avoiding Puka. The ADP is just too high. I think there's more guaranteed production in that same price range. You know, you're looking at guys like
AJ Brown.
yeah, AJ Brown's going right before him, Garrett Wilson's going after him. Devontae Adams, I think, probably has a better year. And even Marvin Harrison, I hate to say it. I think Marvin Harrison's gonna have a great year. Drake London, you're looking at the wide receiver 13. I think I would rather have him this season. At the price tag, that is. So for me, it's gonna be Puka. I'm avoiding him, and go after Cooper Kupp and Blake Corum. You're muted.
Yeah, I am, aren't I? You're right. I didn't realize it. So for me, it's a case of I'm going after Cooper Cup because he's pretty cheap. I think he outperforms that easily. So I'm going to take the W.
Man, one of us is messed up, and
All
it's
right.
either me or you.
No, it's me. It's me.
Oh, okay.
One sec. I'm coming back. Someone got my we switched over. Someone walked by and took out my camera. So or I'm back up here to finish this thing. My bad. I'm gonna have to tilt this up. Sorry, that was a technical issue. All right, just ignore it. Like I said, so I'm targeting Cup and I'm avoiding the two at the higher price tag. So since we're kind of off here now, let's do our best to get through the schedule. I will tell you the
Oh
game.
yes.
You tell me win or loss. Just a sec. I want to see if I can switch this back over, but I don't think I can. Camera. No, it's unplugged. God damn it. Okay. Alrighty. Get week 1 at Detroit.
I'm counting that as a win, man. I think we get our revenge. We probably should have won the game in the playoffs. You know, a lot of people might not like it, but yeah, I'll take that. I'll take a dub for that.
Week 2 at Arizona.
I think they'll be better, but they're still not going to be a good team. I'll take the dub on that.
Okay. Week 3 home to the Niners.
Niners are just a really good team. But I'll take the dub. We're playing at home, and hopefully we'll be riding a nice win streak. I know we tend to have trouble with them, but we'll probably split the series.
Ooh, it's my camera. There we go. My camera's back. All right. Week 4 at Chicago.
That is a toss up, honestly, because I really like Caleb and the rest of that Chicago offense. But I think it's going to take some time for them to really start to gel. Dang, I really feel like a homer now, but yeah, I'll take the W there.
All right. You have them starting 4-0. Week 5 home to the Packers.
I'll take a loss on that one. I really like Green Bay this year. I think they could be one of the top 3 seeds in the NFC.
All right. Week 6 they're on bye. You have them 4-1 heading into the bye. Week 7 home to the Raiders.
Man, I'm trying to go to that game because I know it's going to be a blowout. So I'll take a dub.
All right. Week 8 week 8 home to the Vikings.
I don't trust rookie quarterbacks. So as much as I like Justin Jefferson, we'll probably take the win there.
Week 9 at Seattle.
I like the upset bid from Seattle. They also always play us tough. Um, it was kind of a down year last year, but I think they bounced back a little bit. So I'll take an L on that.
All right. Week 10 home to the Dolphins.
I'll take an L on that. I think that offense is just going to be too much for us to keep up with.
11 at New England.
This is actually, I think we're going to lose. I'm going to project us to win. Playing in New England's always tough, and I really like Drake May, but I'll take the W.
All right. Week 12 home to the Eagles.
I'll take an L on that one. The Eagles probably won't be as good as they were last year, but they should still be pretty decent.
13 at New Orleans.
I'll take an L at New Orleans. That's a tough
Ooh,
place to win.
spicy. 14 home to the Bills.
Give me the W. You know, I
This is
think the Bills are kind of falling off this year. I think they dropped down to the middle of the pack. So I'll
this,
take the W there.
this is not the easiest schedule as I look through it.
No,
Week
no, it's
15.
not.
Week 15 at San Fran.
I'll take the L on that one.
All right. Week 16 at the Jets.
Man, it's a toss up as well. I'll take a L, man. I think the Jets defense is really nice, and with Aaron Rodgers finally healthy, you know, I wouldn't be surprised for an L there.
Week 17 home to the Cards.
I'll take the sweep on the Cards. You know,
All right.
I like Kyler and what they're doing over there. It's just not going to be enough.
And closing it out, home to the Seahawks.
I'll take a W on that one. Split the series for the season. That sounds about right to me.
All right. And you have them going 10-7 on the year. All right. Thank you, Tim. Before we get out of here, You got anything you got to promote? I know you said you're off a bit, but nothing. Now you're good.
No, nothing to promote this year. Hopefully, I'll be back during the season or next off season, and I'll have a lot of fun stuff I've been thinking of writing in my notes, and I'll cook something cool up for everybody.
I'm trying to add the list here. What did we say? 10 wins?
Yeah,
10
10
and
and 10 and
7.
7.
I'm gonna at the end of this, I'm gonna publish the experts projected standings to see what it's like. And you're gonna get to have a fun exercise here to see just how many teams are gonna win 10 games this year in the NFL. Spoiler alert, it's all of them except for the Patriots, apparently. So
And the
thank you
Raiders.
yeah, oh yeah, the Raiders. The Chargers though are gonna win 13, I think, but good times. Not by me, not by me. I don't think he projected that. I am joking, but I think it was
tough.
11.
That's still tough, man.
All
That's a
right.
tough division to win 11 games in.
Well, thank you to Tim for joining me, and thank you all for tuning in. Head over to fantasyfootballuniverse.com to check out our team pages here for all of the teams, including the Rams, and check back tomorrow for the Vikings with Brian Galligan. That's who we got tomorrow. So thank you all for tuning in. Take care. We'll see you next time.